Welcome to the Changing Stage, music gear talk from the manufacturers and musicians who define the biz. Here's your host, Florentino Buenaventura.
Yeah, we are back for another segment of the Changing Stage radio show at the NAMM 2016, the Summer NAMM in Nashville. It's a little warm over here, but today's not too bad. This is not too bad here. I've seen some great gear. Want to give a shout out to Pitbull at pitbullaudio.com. They've partnered with us at Intertalk Radio, and we're doing some cool things with them. We've been out on tour with Al Di Meola, as well as we are here at the NAMM show, showing what we do best here. And we've got a very cool product that is carried by Pitbull, fortunately, because companies need to represent this product. This product is really awesome. We've got Niko from Roli here, and Niko gave us a nice demonstration yesterday of how the products work. We're going to have that video up online on the website. When I get back, we'll get that video edited and put up online. Niko, introduce yourself.
Good day to you, sir, and thanks for having us. It's a pleasure being here.
Yeah.
I do product support for Roli in our U.S. offices in New York.
Yeah.
Been doing it for about a year. I love it, and I'm excited to be here and help out with our presence in the trade show and create awareness for our product, one of our latest products, the Seaboard Rise.
Yeah. Now, for those who are hip and cool and understand that this is the next wave of being a keyboardist, many people may or may not know what a Roli Seaboard is. Tell them a little bit about what that is, actually.
I'd be happy to. So the Seaboard is a reinvention of the piano interface. It's kind of hard doing this without being able to show people, or more importantly, for people to be able to touch it. I find that that's the most important, important part of getting to understand what the Seaboard is, because it emphasizes just that, the tactile interaction with your music creation. So with that in mind,
they'll be able to see it though. That'll be cool. We got that video from yesterday, so they'll be able to see that.
Of course, so that'll be great.
But yeah, to talk, this is going to put you through your product specialist challenges here to get people to imagine what this is all about. So I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I want to let you know that you guys can kind of check that out. So
that's great. I've been pitching for a few days straight. If you can steer me towards the right direction, that's great.
Well, for one, it's kind of got like a spongy feel that really, it takes a minute to get used to, but when you get used to it, it really is. It feels good, and it really, I love a real piano feel. But keyboards, especially, the ones where it doesn't have the weighted action. This is so much more superior to that. And like I said, and you could do so much with it. You have with all the different gestures. And I'm gonna let you kind of describe that.
Sure thing.
But that was my take on it. Is that it really it's a keyboard, but not really. It's its own instrument. And Pitbull Audio actually has them on display. A lot of stores represent that online, but if you're in San Diego, which is where we're from, you can go to Pitbull Audio and check out how this really works, and they've got great people there to kind of demonstrate it for you. But in the meantime, tell us a little bit about what some of the features are when if someone were to come up to, listen to this right now, they get up to that Seaboard keyboard. Tell us what the experience might be like. Describe it.
Absolutely. First of all, I want to say it's great what you said about it being its own instrument, and you mentioned the word challenge before, and I found that's. I found that that's sort of been the challenge to that I appreciate the sentiment that you feel it's superior to the keyboard. However, I'd say we're not here to replace the keyboard necessarily. It's been around for 400 years. People get attached to it, and it works wonders. But
little known fact: NAMM was actually built on the pianos. That's why NAMM was invented, for all these piano stores to kind of get together and create an organization to make sure that the industry survived.
I didn't realize that. That's why they have such a strong piano presence.
Yeah, back in 1880s, it was a bunch of piano stores in Europe, where you live at, in New York, I think, or maybe Chicago. maybe Chicago. I can't remember. It was a metropolitan.
Okay.
And they started getting together, and they created this organization, and they wanted to make sure that they were taking care, that they fostered this industry of music through schools and everything else, and that's how it got created.
Yeah, worthy cause for sure.
Yeah. So
let me tell you more about the C-board. The C-board is a reinvention of the piano interface in an effort to make it more expressive. So the piano's a great interface because you have access to harmony, melody, and rhythm all in the same time.
Yeah.
However, in terms of expressivity, it has, as we say, one dimension of touch, which is you can hit it hard or soft. On the C-board, we've replaced the keys with a continuous silicone surface with embedded sensors,
okay.
so you can be more expressive by shaping your sound by pressing into the silicone. You can glide and pitch bend by moving your finger left and right. You can modulate your sound further by moving up and down the key wave surface.
Yeah.
And the idea for that is to bring all the parameters of expressivity back on the performance surface without forcing the performer or composer or producer to lift their hands and touch a knob or a button or a slider or something unmusical like that.
Yeah, and I agree because for vibrato or for modulation or pitch bend, you usually had to have a wheel or the old ribbon. The ribbon controllers.
Yeah.
This is actually all done on the keys, which I thought was brilliant, and I think that was amazing. Now, how did the founder, the inventor, what inspired him to make this type of technology?
I believe it started from a simple idea. He can probably tell you a lot better than I can. But the way I relate to it, I've heard this paraphrased many times, but the way I relate to it is that sound is a wave, but the way we capture that wave is fragmented. We use separated keys. We use a breath that runs out. We use frets. It's a continuous concept that we try to approach in a fragmented, fractured sort of way. So I think I would say the C-board is an attempt to make the hardware match the continuous concept of the sound, which is why I love the idea that sound is a wave, which is why we call the keys key waves, and why the C-board is C as in the ocean. And C, by the way, is a acronym for sensory elastic adaptive, which is the name for our interface, which is our patented technology.
Now, what type of material is that on the keyboard?
It's a silicone compound.
Okay. And do you? I mean, they haven't been out a long time. What's the philosophy on whether it's the wear and tear of it?
So far, the C-board Grand has been around for a couple of years, and silicone is a great durable material. So far in the field, it's proven itself.
Okay, so it hasn't. That would probably been one of my concerns was would it wear away like you would see some of the other kind of foam? But based on what you're saying, it's almost like a memory foam bed. You can keep going on it, and that's what it felt like. It feels like a memory foam bed. I have one of those, so that's why I know. So it's really cool, and like I said, it's its own unique instrument.
I think there's a lot to be said about, humans relate a lot to touch. When you're a baby, you put things in your mouth, you want to touch things, you want to put your hand on things. That's how you make sense of the world. And we've been using the keyboard interface electronically for about 50 years now, and every time we try to make it more expressive, we take our hands off the performance surface. We add buttons and dials and sliders and faders. And the concept, the idea of bringing it all back is enhancing the creative experience for the performer, and hopefully that reflects to the audience, and then they start feeding back on each other, and making way for the future of music to be a place that is interactive, intuitive, connected, and fun.
Now, where's the company based out of?
We're based in London, UK.
Okay.
Not part of the EU anymore. And we also have offices in New York and LA.
Okay. And you're out of New York.
Yes.
Now, how did you get into this business, man? Because you came from Greece. We were talking about this before the show started.
That's right. Well, funny story. I moved to New York out of love. Didn't work out, but it made sense to stay. And my background is in film scoring, so my big idea was to make it as a film composer.
Okay.
I was aware of the Seaboard at the time through Facebook.
Yeah.
Still did. At the time, I'd say it didn't have the buzz it has today. I've been with the company about 10 months now, and but a good friend from when I used to live in England, he got a job as a product specialist in the London office in the UK, and there's a big cultural imperative in Roli. We take pride in our culture of us being multicultural, a very open and welcoming place, and we look favorably upon referring friends.
Nice.
And so he referred me, and I was very happy to accept this position in New York.
Awesome. In fact, I've got a good friend that's based in. He's over in the Mediterranean. Vahag Stefani, have you heard that name? He's an endorsed player.
Okay. It does ring a bell.
Yeah. Hey, we're going to a commercial break right now. I'd love to have you stay around a little bit longer, Niko, if you would mind.
I'd be happy to.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about the heart and soul of the company. This has been the Changing Stage Radio Show, powered by Intertalk Radio Networks. Give a big shout out to WS Radio as well. And Pitbull Audio is making it happen. They are a carrier. They carry the product line of Roli. We'll be right back in a few short minutes.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page, mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Which sandwich is healthy and tasty? Which sandwich can come on bread or in a bowl? Which sandwich comes 51 different ways, so it's always your way? A which sandwich. Stop into our shop in Hazard Center. We're upstairs from the Hazard Center Digiplex. Bring in your movie ticket. We will add a free drink and chips to your sandwich order. Or order online at whichwich.com, and we will have it ready and waiting. WHICH, whichwich.com.
Has your business been appified? Are you tired of doing marketing that doesn't deliver results? Mobile apps build loyalty and quality retention. Your app from UPG Mobile puts your business on their mind and at their fingertips. UPG Mobile will give you a custom app highlighting how you are unique, targeting your message, and improving your open rates. Appify your business and amplify your presence with your customers at upgmobilemarketinggroup.com.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to record on a Grammy award-winning album? Have you ever wondered what it's like to play in front of a stadium crowd? Have you ever wondered what it's like to be on a world tour? I'm Jackie Bertoni, and I've played with the who's who in the music industry, and I've toured the world. Come join my world, Behind the Velvet Rope, and get into the groove on Jackie's Groove. Live 2 p.m. Mondays and available 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Hi, I'm Tim Dolbear, the host of Sound Experience on Intertalk Radio. Each week, I talk with top professional audio engineers, producers, musicians, and the manufacturers that make the tools that we use in the studio each and every day. From capturing the perfect take to mastering your final release, and the tools and how the pros use them, we are going to dive deep into their process and learn from their experience. I look forward to you joining us each week on Sound Experience with me, your host, Tim Dolbear.
Welcome to the Changing Stage, music gear talk from the manufacturers and musicians who define the biz. Here's your host, Florentino Buenaventura.
All right, we are in the final segment of the Changing Stage radio show powered by Intertalk Radio Networks, the worldwide leader in music business talk. And of course, we are at the 2016 Summer NAMM here in Nashville, where we've got, so many great talents and so many great gear. I brought Niko back because we were just getting into the product and his time here with Roli. And some of the things that you can expect from Roli, and we were talking about some of the players. Did we get the Stevie Wonder story on? I don't think we got the Stevie Wonder story on.
We didn't. That was a little anecdote I shared.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny how you you make all this great gear, and then you find out some amazing artists. Tell us a little bit about that. About how what happened. We were talking about artists that we might know, and you were like, hey, this is one that we didn't know until he finally came up to us. So tell us that story.
We kept hearing rumors that there was a big, gray, squishy keyboard that sounded like nothing that people had heard before in Stevie Wonder concerts, and we tried to find even fan video to see, is this a C-board? Does he have a C-board? And finally, it was our first year at CES this past January, and he just showed up and said, oh yeah, I got one of these. I love it.
I wonder if Stevie's really good at getting new gear and taking it out. I'd be curious to find out if he knows all of the different touch type of control solutions that you guys offer. Did you guys ever get into that with him? Does he know about how?
Yeah, we showed him a Seaboard Rise, the Seaboard Rise as well. We had our demonstrator sort of walk him through the whole process. He played it. We had an amazing moment at Winter NAMM, actually, in Anaheim, in California. We have it a meeting room in our booth, and Stevie came over, and our demonstrator played Sir Duke, I believe the song is called, and Stevie just started singing. We were all just grooving in the booth. That is
so awesome, and that's not an easy track to play. Well, I don't know if he did the little the horn run thing that they have in the beginning.
Our demonstrator is a big Stevie Wonder fan. He's already adapted a bunch of his songs for the Seaboard, and that was just the performance of a lifetime for him.
And that's kind of an interesting segue because you got these impromptu things. You can plug a Seaboard and use you got like different apps. You've got one for the iPhone. You've got one for the iPad, obviously, and computers. Both PC and Mac. Is it capable of both PC and Mac?
Yes, the Seaboard Rise software is. At the moment, the Seaboard Grand and the Seaboard Rise, they're kind of separate software-wise. So at the moment, the Seaboard Grand is still a Mac-specific product. Okay. But soon we're unifying the software. We're looking forward to revealing that update soon.
Now, refresh me again on the differences between the two, the Seaboard Grand and the Seaboard Rise.
So the Seaboard Grand is the first application of our patented technology that I mentioned before, the C interface, and it's a handmade instrument that comes with a built-in synth engine. Yeah. That can also be used as a MIDI controller. The main difference with the Seaboard Rise is that it has all the same production techniques adapted for mass production, but it is a pure MIDI controller. It has MIDI over Bluetooth capabilities. As soon as Apple, that's sort of where the app tied in. As soon as Apple released MIDI over Bluetooth, we were eager to jump on the opportunity, just because we're all about ushering to the extent that we can a new era of connected music, as we like to say, where devices, hardware, software, all seamlessly blended into an intuitive landscape that just fits into your daily life.
Well, my imagination's going wild here. If you put some batteries into the Seaboard, you got a Seaboard, like a keytar, Seaboard keytar kind of thing. I don't know if that's even a possibility. If it could be powered by,
That's probably, you've stumbled onto one of the most frequently asked questions that we get in support. We've certainly, the idea has been tossed around the production team, and I can't say much about future plans, but
I gotcha. I wouldn't be able to leave the NAMM show if you did, right? Giving away all the trade secrets.
I could tell you, but I'd have to.
yeah, right. So, as you're going, do you find, because you're a player, do you find, do you have personally have any time to actually get out there and gig anymore?
I took a kind of a hiatus when I started the job, just because there was a lot to understand about the technical specifications of the Seaboard, new technology, and the way to understand it so I could deliver it in a simple way to help our users out better, and support. We're all musicians, and we're all empathetic people, and we love helping people out. So we want to make sure that everybody there's as I said before, there's an element of education that comes with helping people out with the Seaboard, because it's new technology, because it's its own instrument. And so I took some time off to focus on that. Now I'm kind of getting back. I'm getting some commercial projects and working on my own stuff. I kind of believe that the Seaboard's come into my life for a reason, so I try to use it on everything, and so far it's really been great.
Yeah, I think I'm sold. I got to talk to my boys at Pitbull Audio and see if I can get a good deal. Of course I can, we're there, but anybody can get a great deal from Pitbull Audio. With that said, what's the retail on it? What's the street prices for the different versions that you guys have?
So the Seaboard Rise, like I said, is a mass-produced product, so that's when our price point became a lot more accessible, at $799 for the 25 keywave model version. And the 49 keywave version retails for $11.99. Both come with our proprietary software Equator, which is a standalone instrument, and as well as a VST. The Seaboard, I'd like to say also that the Seaboard can control third-party software and hardware as well.
How hard is it to map some of the expressive controls to different features of like a VST or like a module?
Glad you asked. That depends on the software and the MIDI mapping capabilities that it allows you. Different developers have different conventions for their own purposes.
Do you guys have like a certain, do you map for like some of the higher profile synth modules out there, or synth VSTs?
Sure. In some of our demonstration videos, you'll have seen the Seaboard used with Contact, Omnisphere. We make use of SWAM technology by this company called Sample Modeling, and they use physical modeling instead of sampling to create their virtual instruments. That's where we get the saxophone sound. And it just, when you pitch bend an acoustic sample, the human ear isn't used to that, so you detect that it sounds sort of counterfeit, but physical modeling really, I think it's the future. It really brings the real deal closer to home.
Like I said, what you guys were doing, especially like the grand piano, sounded so amazing. When what was your demonstrator? What was his name?
Gerald Peter.
Gerald Peter. Guy's tall, man. he sounded.
One of our amazing friends and players from Austria.
Yeah. Well, hey, Niko, I really appreciate you waiting around. We're closing out our time here. We'd love to have you back. We'll have you guys call in for the network. This has been the Changing Stage Radio Show on Intertalk Radio Networks at the NAMM 2016 Summer NAMM. Thanks to Pitbull Audio for being a great sponsor, making it happen for us. SIR. Stay tuned for the next show coming up after us.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. MOZEguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.